Hey guys, welcome to World Cup 2026 Extra Time. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram at various socials. Okay, so we are done with groups A, B, and C. Let's kind of take a look back in alphabetical order on how these groups finished yesterday. And let's start with Group A. Trying to get the Mexico game out of the way. It was 3-0, a very slow first half for Mexico. Did a couple of changes with the starting lineup, put their 19-year-old Romo in for the first time, and they looked pretty damn good in the second half. This team just kind of knows exactly what to do on offense, and they're more exciting. I think I've seen them in a long, long time. But they score three times in the second half. Chavez, Quinones, and then Fidalgo late. And Cheche kind of just flamed out of this World Cup pretty, pretty simply. But Mexico, first time in their history, they get all the points that they can in the first round of in the group stage of the World Cup. They never did it. They never had a 9 point. They've never had a 9 point group stage. The second half that looked like a completely different team. It's going to be interesting to see as they're going to play all of their games in Mexico for at least the next two rounds. Going to be hard to beat this team if they get out of there. We'll see what happens with who they face. Most likely right now, if everything stayed the same, be Scotland. But Mexico has just been a beast in this tournament so far. A group that was winnable for them. I think we knew that, but had Czechia. I had high hopes for this team. I thought they would finish second in this group. They sure as hell did not. And kind of a little bit of a flame out of this World Cup. They won the possession battle, they won the accurate passes battle, but they just never had the score to take care of a Mexico team that was really, really there the whole entire time. They had no firepower whatsoever. I expected more from Krejci. I expected more from just everybody on this team, and it just never happened. So while Czechia is out, South Korea seemed to be like the team that was going to be the Group A second place team, but oh no, 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 no. Bafana Banana had different ideas. Bafana, I'm sorry, not Bafana Banana. As South Korea just didn't have a single bit of offense in the first half, and South Africa, just like the Czechia game, just kind of made South Korea pay towards the end. And the goal by Tapelo Maseko in the 63rd minute made South Africa a winner. And they get the one goal that they needed, and they are going to the knockout rounds. Sung Hung Bin from South Korea got benched later in this game. That's their all-time appearance maker, their second top scorer, their big star. They just had not an easy time in this game at all. And it's a little bit of a shocker. South Africa, the scrappy, especially towards the end of games, they look like crap against Mexico. But in this last two games, they've kind of just showed a little bit of a spark at the end. They won and expect they had higher expected goals in this game of 1.16. They had the better chances on goal and made them work towards the end. So South Africa gets out of the group stage for the first time in the World Cup history, and they'll play Canada in the round of 32 because Canada, who had a chance to win the group and stay in Vancouver and play on Thursday, couldn't do it. Switzerland scores twice in the second half to start off pretty quickly. Vargas in the 46th minute and Manzambi scoring his third World Cup goal in the 57th minute. And Switzerland, that's all they needed. Canada put on a little bit of a little bit of an onslaught late with Promise David scoring, but they just could not get the job done. And well, Canada has made a lot of progress in this World Cup. Remember, they were pretty much dead last in 2022 in Qatar. And they're still pretty injured itself, too. Not so many years later, but unfortunately for them, they just were not able to get the job done here. And so, with that being the case, they're going to have to play on Sunday. Now, I think the fact that it's South Africa ends up being a little bit of a ends up being a little bit of a, I think, a good luck charm, but it's still going to be very, very tough for Canada in their knockout stages. But we'll see what happens. Again, they won the critical battle in this game too, 1.66 to 1.11. But unfortunately for Canada, Switzerland wins the group. They will hold off for a few days. They will be the ones that will play in Vancouver starting next Thursday, where they will play a third place team, and we'll talk about that when that team is official. Bosnia-Herzegovina did not clinch themselves officially a spot in the round of 32, but they're most likely going to be there after their 3-1 win against Qatar. They score pretty quickly in the 29th minute and 34th minute on an own goal by Mabid Abunada. And then they kind of just hold on from there. Hassan El Hoydos scores in the 42nd minute, and this team kind of gets themselves a little right of the shed. They still don't look completely on at times, and that's going to be interesting to see going into the knockout rounds because they're going to be the US's most likely next opponent, almost pretty much 99% sure that it's going to be that. And we're going to kind of talk about that when we get to it. But Bosnia does look like a European side that can cause a little bit of trouble, but they're going to need a good performance to get past the US team that had been kind of hitting on all cylinders against these types of opponents in the group stage so far. Group C went pretty much as planned. Brazil beating Scotland 3-0. Poor Scotland, the Tartan Army just fizzled out over the last few days. They're 1-0 loss to Morocco, and then 3-0 they lost to Brazil. And losing 3-0 is bad because now you have a goal differential of -3 as you're going to go into that group of third place teams. Vinny Jr. scoring in the 7th minute, almost had a goal in the 22nd minute, then gets the goal back in salvage time in the first half. Uh, Again, Scotland did okay in possession, but a lot of that possession was on the other side of the field. Brazil is just so many great scorers on this team. They got Neymar in late in this game, so we'll see if Neymar has any chance of making an impact when we get to the knockout rounds. But Brazil will move on to the knockout rounds as the first place team in Group C. Morocco Haiti was a very good game. Haiti actually took the lead twice in the first half. Benoun own goal from Benau, I'm sorry, of Morocco, giving Haiti the first goal in the World Cup. And then Isidore gives himself an actual goal World Cup in the 43rd minute. But Hakimi, Salabari, Rahimi, Yassine, they are very, very safely into the knockouts, and Morocco is going to be a handful. They scored 4 goals, which I think is a big help because they only scored 2 in their first 2 games. They had 22 shots, 11 on target, 15 chances created. Spirited matchup by Haiti, but unfortunately, Morocco just kind of looked exactly like a top 10 team in the world playing in this game. So Morocco moves on. So for them, Brazil will play Monday in Houston against the Group F second place team. Right now, that would be Japan. That could change after today. I'm sorry, the Group F second place team. Right now, that would be Japan. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then the Group F winner, which right now is the Netherlands, would play in Guadalupe, Mexico on Monday night against Morocco. So a top 10 matchup is going to happen in Guadalupe, Mexico. It's just a question of who is it? And as mentioned before, South Africa and Canada is now locked in for 3 o'clock on Sunday in California as the first knockout round match. Okay. So today it's the finale of groups D, E, and F. Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey, United States will play the late games tonight. Turkey, United States is essentially an exhibition. US has nothing to play for. We'll see how their starting lineup looks when everything is done. Mexico kind of played it pretty close. They made sure nobody with a yellow card was playing so they could reset that. So I wouldn't expect those players to be playing tonight. We'll see how that goes on. Paraguay, Australia is for a lot. Australia ties, and I'm pretty sure they'll be into the groups. They'll get second place in group D. But if Paraguay can get a win here, they'll move on to the knockout rounds. And let me see where. Let's see where that would take them. I think that would take them to like Thursday. I think that would take them to Friday. We can kind of look at the permutations of that tomorrow, but that would take them pretty much later in this tournament to like a Thursday or Friday matchup instead of putting themselves in the third place group. Tie again will most likely get both teams through, but I think win is what we're going to look for in that matchup with Santa Clara. Group E also finishes today. Ecuador and Germany. Germany has already clinched the group. They cannot do anything else. Ecuador needs a win badly to at least even put themselves. They will put themselves in 4 points, and I think that will probably get them through. 4 points seems to be the magic number, but anything else, and they're very likely not going to be through as even a third place or fourth place team. Same with Curacao. Opportunity. Ivory Coast will probably be looking to just get the point out of this game because I think that will secure their spot in the round of 32. It will. So Ivory Coast just needs a draw today in Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then tonight, Tunisia, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden. Netherlands is in the position because of their 5-1 victory a couple of days ago. Japan scored 4-0. So this is going to be close. This is going to be possibly down to goal differential, but Tunisia is out. So this is going to be one of those just get those goals against Tunisia as much as possible. Netherlands is a minus 1100 favorite according to DraftKings. Japan will play Sweden. That's going to be the tougher game. Japan will look to win, secure their second place spot in the World Cup. And again, we told you what the Group F permutation is. The Group E second place team will go up against the Group I second place team at AT&T Stadium on Tuesday next week. As mentioned, Germany is already through. They're going to play Monday against a third place team in Massachusetts. And then I can kind of lock in here. So Group D second place and Group G second place will meet Friday, July 3rd over in Dallas. So Group D second place gets a nice little reward if they can claim that spot tonight. All right, so we'll talk more about Group D, E, and F and their recaps tomorrow, along with the other three letters of the alphabet after that, which is G, H, and I. We'll talk all about that with World Cup Extra Time. We are on Instagram, WCE Time, Facebook, and YouTube, World Cup 2026 Extra Time. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Same background, same channel, same background, same everything.